Good afternoon, everyone. I am going to discuss the life of Venus Williams. Did you know that Venus Williams, at a very young age, reached the Olympics on five different occasions, according to the fact file? She was born in Linwood, California on June 17th, 1980, but she grew up in a very um, bad neighborhood known as Compton. And then her and her sister Serena began playing at a young age. Um, Venus Williams' total career titles at this time stand at 49 in single events and 22 in the doubles events. That's amazing. According to the fact file, Venus Williams had a famous quote she would say, "Just believe in yourself. Even if you don't, just pretend that you do. And at some point, you will." I'll begin to talk to y'all about Venus Williams' childhood, and then I will talk to you about a rare autoimmune disease that she was diagnosed with. And lastly, I'll talk to you about some of her many, many achievements. Venus Williams was born June 17th, 1980, in, in Linden, California, and was raised in Compton. Her winnings stand at 49 for single events and 22 for double events. Venus Williams is an American professional tennis player who began playing at a young age. At age 10, she and her sister were offered free instructions by Rick Macy. At age 10, her record she held was 63-0 in the U.S. Tennis Association's Junior Tour, and she ranked number one for girls under the age of 12, according to the fact file. According to the Mental Floss, Venus made her professional debut on October 31st of 1994 at the age of 14. Yes, folks, 14 years old, and she made her debut. Venus Williams succeeded very well, but got an unexpected diagnosis in 2011. The fact file tells us that, according to the fact file, Venus Williams was diagnosed with Sjogren's syndrome, which it affects the kidneys, the lungs, and the nervous system, and it also causes fatigue, muscle pain, and dryness. Sjogren's syndrome affected her game and caused her to temporarily stop playing tennis. And she stopped playing tennis in the competitive events anyway. She didn't stop, but she didn't do the competitive events. And that caused her ranking to drop to the number 102. After being diagnosed with Sjogren's syndrome, Venus Williams switched her diet to being vegan, and she lowered her sugar intake and lowered her calorie intake to help with the recovery of her diagnosis, according to the fact file. Though she received the diagnosis, she um, returned to play tennis, causing her to receive many titles. Despite her ongoing medical issues, Venus in 2008 won her fifth Wimbledon title, and according to the fact file, Venus has won a total of seven Grand Slams, five of which were with the Wimbledon Championship, and two of which were in the U.S. Opens. On February 25th, 2002, Venus Williams made history by becoming the very first Black American woman the very first Black tennis player to be ranked #1 in the world, according to Mental Floss. That's a huge achievement. As you can see, Venus has had many achievements in her life, and she continues to move forward. She began playing at the age of 10. In 2011, she got an unexpected autoimmune disease diagnosis. And then she went to win many, many amazing titles. At age 10, Venus and her sister Serena, who also is a famous tennis player, were offered free instructions. And so they moved to Florida to get free instructions by Rick Macy. In 2011, Venus was diagnosed with the rare autoimmune disease. And in 2018, Venus Williams won her 5th Wimbledon title. This just goes to show you, folks, that if you fight hard enough and you dream hard enough, you too can be successful. Never, ever give up on your dreams.